Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 3 of my visit to Olney Antiques Centre, and we're going old school because they have lots of lovely old glass there. So I don't think I've really got much more to say there, so let's get on and have a look at the glass. I've got a pair of early 19th century jelly glasses. This one's interesting in that the way the base is done is a bit like a rummer, can you see, with this thick pedestal stem. If I can get it to focus on it there, thick pedestal stem, and yeah, a little small foot. Whereas the other one's more of like a classic style. What's more interesting to me is these glasses up here. Yeah, they've said Victorian slice cut, blah blah blah. I think these are earlier. I think these are Regency, William IV. I think they're, I would go with Anglo-Irish. I don't want 100% to say they're Irish, but yeah, they're like some of the Irish ones in the book, and the shape is very reminiscent of that style. So yeah, I would go with that. Yeah, they're 24 each, so yeah, that's a bit much for me. Yeah, if they were cheaper, I'd have been buying those. I thought I'd start by showing you what I meant about those jelly glass, or that one in particular, which I said the foot was, the stem was like a rummer. And so this is the Scottish Antiques website. Did a quick search for jelly glass, and there's 97 on here, and none of them have a stem like that. If you look. Yeah, they've got a lot of them have got the classic jelly glass shape with this trumpet shape. Some of them are other exotic shapes that are usually more expensive. But yeah, none of them are like rummers. Or at least not the bottom half going down through them. And I've got about 30 or 40 myself, and none of them are like that either. So I thought I'd show you what I meant by rummer. So I did the same search for rummer, and look, here's one which looks very similar. The bottom half here, this is a pan top rummer, and then this is even more classic. But yeah, see where the stem is like this, and this one, and there'll be others in here. Come on, there's another one. Another one. No, that's not the same. That one, that one, that one. You see what I mean? There's not every single one is like that, but that capstan stem is a very classic rummer thing. There's one here, like I'm counting the stem and the foot, because this has got the stem the same, but the foot's different. But stem and foot is like that. So anyway, you can see what I mean. That's what I was talking about. And yeah, to have jelly glass with a sort of like pedestal stem that's like a rummer is very rare. It's probably from around 1800. When I was looking at those three glasses, I noticed, playing that back, I was saying, yeah, a lot, yeah. And in my brain, I was thinking, I really want to buy these. I really want to buy them. But I have other glasses like them. I thought I'd use my own website as the reference here. And really, it's between these two, really. So this is my section on Irish glasses. And yeah, I own these two. And this one is very classically in my books here. I've got 3 books called, one's a pamphlet, but they're all called Irish Glass. And then I think there's also another reference I should put in here as well from the Museum of Dublin, or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. The National Museum of Ireland, I think it may be, or something like that. But anyway, yeah, this shape, it was very like this shape here, but with this cutting on it. And I actually bought this one in Ireland. So I think I'm looking at these now, and having just looked at that bit of film again, I think, yeah, they are probably most likely to be Irish, I think. Yeah, you can never guarantee. Not most of the glass at that period was made in Ireland. In fact, by the time you do get to the 1830s and 40s, the factories there are very much in decline. and producing quite a bit smaller proportion of the glass that was coming out of the United Kingdom was coming from Ireland. Got a rather nice quality decanter. The cutting's not fine. I'm looking at it overall. I mean, this kind of faceted cuts like this are popular in the 1850s. What's he got on it? Heavy cut glass decanter. Yeah, the stopper's a bit shot, but it's serviceable. Nice little, and it's a big one, so I don't think it's quite a Magnum though, but it's on the heavier side. These are quite nice as well. Yeah, I like these type of glasses. I did a video on them, and yeah, they're right from beginning of the Victorian era right through to the war, really, World War II. So very difficult. You'll never be able to accurately date those. The tall hexagonal shape cutting that you see, sort of like facets, is very typical of the sort of like early Victorian period, and I thought I'd show you a couple of pieces. So this is from a page of the catalogue of the Great Exhibition, which is from 1851, I think, or 1850, I can't remember, but got this jug here with these little facets on, and then I have something that's a bit better, this one here. Look at this. This is the kind of thing we were looking at. Yeah, so this was in fashion at this period, and I just thought this is so well date lined, I'll show you these bits. And yeah, so that kind of dates that decanter roughly, and there was a lot of quite chunky shaft and globe style decanters in that period, and it seems to fit with that look. And also look at this one here, it's got the same petal foot. Look at that, just noticed that just now. I did do a video about these types of glasses, but I thought I'd just give you a quick reminder. So this is the Sowerby catalogue from 1874. It's downloaded from the Victorian Press Glass website. And yeah, so you've got several glasses that are like the one we were looking at there. Scroll down, I think there's some that are a bit more like it. Where are they? This one's a bit like it. But you get the idea. There's this style of glass with these panels cut around the base was very much in vogue in 1874. And then if I jump forward to, what year is 1938, they're still doing them. This is Sowerby's catalogue from 1938, and they're still making this style of glass. So yeah, and I could jump across to lots of other catalogues and find the same, and I could also jump across to the continental catalogues I have and find the same again. So yeah, this was a very common style of glass. A lot of them are very good quality, better than what you'd buy today, but they're also not that uncommon, but they are good quality. And if you're looking for something stylish to drink out of, I think they're nice and plain and simple, but well made. Got a couple of Mary Gregory jugs here. Not my thing at all. Yeah, a lot of them from Czech Republic, but this is what caught my eye here. It's lovely. I think it's continental actually, looking at the base, but it's still lovely. Art Nouveau style jug, lovely organic shape. It's not super quality. I mean, the etching is nicely done. It's nice patterns, but the handle is nice. £18. Yeah, it's going to be late Victorian, I think, just because of this Art Nouveau shape, but that is quite nice. I know I shouldn't do it all the time because I'm self-referencing, but I'm going back to my own website for this one. If I go in here, go here. Where is it? There it is. So I have this jug here. Now this is at a different level quality wise. This is a really good quality jug, but it's the same shape. You can see the proportions of it are even the same, and it is, you can, if you look at the base here, the way it wobbles, you can see it's also got vertical optical molding as well as this rather fantastic cutting. Can you see? So yeah, this helps set the period because you've got this kind of like Art Nouveau style cutting on this one, and this style with all of this kind of thing really dates it to sort of like late 1800s to early 1900s, and that's the time period I'm looking at that for that jug. I think it's continental because it's a low quality one, and I've been looking in my catalogues that I have, the retail catalogues, when they talk about English and continental glass, or they just talk about non-foreign, they call it, glass. Generally the foreign glass is lower quality, and a lot of it is just more machine made. And I've seen it in France as well. When I've been driving around Europe, and since I've started this video, whenever I go on holiday, I look very hard. I go to places where I can find antiques, and I look very hard at what they make locally. And that is the style with no pontle, etc., that I find, where it's blown into mold blown. There's no pontle. They've used some sort of gadget to grip it afterwards, and yeah, the quality is much lower. I mean, they do good quality stuff as well, but when they do low, they go low, and generally lower than they do in the UK. Look at this, really nice. Now he's saying 1770, but so this little sweetmeat here, or bonnet glass, it's also called, with petal feet, but in Bickerton it says 1750. Now I bought one of these and I put it on Instagram, and I kind of like questioned, Bickerton says 1750, and actually Andy McConnell came in and said yes, it is 1750. I'll show you that. Behind it though is a really nice cruet with a lemon squeeze base. Can you see that? That's really nice, with the stopper as well. Yeah, I covered that one, but I have a few already, so I don't think I can really get away with buying it. We're looking at the bonnet glass in 18th century English drinking glasses by Bickerton. This is what I was talking about, and it's exactly virtually the same. I would say the only difference is that the moulding on the one there doesn't come right up to the edge, and it looks a little bit, the diamonds look a little bit smaller, but yeah, it's pretty much the same glass, same scalloped foot, cushion knob, OG bowl. The one I have is more of an exact copy of this one. But yeah, these are lovely little glasses, and the price there was good. Normally they're sort of like £50 or so £39, and it had T3 on it, which means you get £3 off, so that's £36. That is a good price. And if you want a piece of glass, that's 275 years old, and if you're a young person, you can wait and it'll eventually get to be 300 years old. Here's another cruet set. Oh, that's lovely. Look, it's got like a paper mache stand, or it's a little wooden one that's been lacquered. Little brass fittings, can you see? Yeah. I've got my head round the other side and had a look, and it says £75, which is a good price. Not all of it started together. If you look at the silver fittings, they're not, you know, the pattern on the top of this one is not the same as the pattern on the other one. They're similar, but not the same. But yeah, the finials are on the top of are the same, but the actual pattern on them is not the same. Anyway, still really nice, and really, I love these little
wooden cruets with brass fittings. I've got a few decanter stands like that.
If you're thinking of buying a cruet set like this, it's really important to see how much of it is original and together as one piece. And you need to look at it very carefully. Now, for this service, the bottles are very close together, but the silver tops are very similar, but not quite the same. And I'll show you how. So I'm just looking at a couple on my own website here. And this one here has a finial that's very like one of the ones that was there. The other finial on the other silver top was a bit more rounded in this part here. Let me show you. So this one was like one of them, but there was one where this bit here was more rounded. Can you see? If we go back, and also the collar piece on them was different. So this section here on the two, one of them had some milling, one of the rings, the top ring here, this one here was kind of milled, and the one we were looking at wasn't, this bit here. So if I go and just look at this other one here, you can see, look, this has got a finial as well, but it's a different shape. This one's more urn shaped. The collar here is different. If this was as narrow as the other one, this part would be about the same shape. You can see, look, it kind of curves in like this, and this kind of curves in like this. You've got these two here where you, again, they're different to these ones above, but you can see they kind of look, they've got this gadrooning here, and they've got ball finials, but this ball has no stem, this one does. Then the collar on this one also has gadrooning, and this one doesn't. So you're kind of looking for these kinds of things where the bottles are the same, or the same the other way around with the bottles. So like this one has diamonds and panels, and this one has diamonds and grooves. This one's completely different, but you get the idea. If I go back, go have a look at some of these are kind of like similar in a way that, like these two here, they're kind of similarish. They've got step cutting, diamond cutting, step cutting, diamond cutting, but they're not the same. Look, if you look at the bottom of the foot here, this one's it's radially cut, and this one is not. So those are the kinds of things you're looking for. These two here are very similar, but they are not. Like this one's got a neck ring, this one doesn't. The cutting on here and here is different. And those are the things you should be looking out for. Just, there could be minor differences. These two, again, roughly the same shape, but yeah, differences. Is there any more that are a bit like this? No, not really. So anyway, you get what I'm talking about. You do need to look at the bottles and the tops of the bottles very carefully to see, did it all start as one? And if it didn't, how much of it is the same and how much of it is different? And that makes a difference to what you're buying, and how well matched are they as well. All of these parts are period to each other, which is nice. The bottles are very nicely matched. The stand is a rarer kind. I have a few of these, but yeah, that's exceptional. Yeah, don't go buy my collection, because I've been collecting for 35 years. You don't normally see these types of stands, because a lot of them are made out of just either paper mache or just wood with a bit of lacquer on, and they're not built to last forever. And it's quite good that they've lasted over 200 years quite often. But anyway, yeah, just look very carefully at the parts when you're thinking of buying a cruet stand, because the older they are, the more likely the parts are going to be not all matching. And to have them all matching has a real premium price on it.
As you saw, there is one dealer at Olney Antiques Centre that has a lot of fantastic older glass. He has, there's a few bits of newer stuff. He's got some Medina and Mod Art and other bits and pieces, but he's got some great old stuff. And it's not just those two cabinets you see there. They have an upstairs, and there is more upstairs. So anyway, so yeah, if you're looking for things like that, it's a really good place. It's probably one of the best places in Northamptonshire to go. But anyway, let's wrap this up. All the references I use will be in the description below. What else? Yes, contact details for Olney Antiques Centre will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out. And thank you very much for watching and have a good night. Good night.